Welcome to the Ancasta Hub. On today's show, we're going to be chatting to Mark Evans, Group Managing Director of McConaghy Boats, who for over 5 decades has been building some of the most desirable race yachts. So if you want to find out more about the incredible range from McConaghy's of their sail and power boats, this is definitely for you. My name is Conrad Humphreys, and as a professional yachtsman, McConaghy's have, to my mind, been the benchmark for exquisite carbon boat building. Let's have a quick look.
Hi, I'm Mark Evans and welcome to McConaghy. We're very much a custom boat building shop. The DNA in the company is all about race boats. We've been building carbon fibre race boats for 50 years. Some of the largest in the world, 100-foot maxis like Alfa Romeo and Wild Oats. And the way that we look at the products behind us is that we're putting some of that DNA into the products that we build today. Current product range is the multi-hulls like you see behind me. They're a performance multi-hull but with a luxury interior fit out. We're a lot different to most yards. We're producing a very light performance product. Today have been commissioned to build a full carbon 100-footer. Quality, custom builds, lightweight. This is McConaghy's.
Our guest today is Mark Evans, Group Managing Director of McConaghy Boats. Mark joined McConaghy as a shipwright in 1995 and went on to take over the business from founder John McConaghy in 2000. Since that time, the company has more than tripled in size, with manufacturing expanding to a purpose-built facility in China in 2006. So welcome, Mark.
Thanks, Conrad. Thanks for having me on the show.
It's a pleasure, absolute pleasure. So what an incredible business, what an incredible few decades of boat building. You're the benchmark of composite boat building. Tell us a little bit about the McConaghy heritage and your vision for the brand.
I mean, I think, in the earlier sort of clip, it sort of outlined where we have been with racing yachts. I mean, the DNA of the company was just pure carbon fiber race yachts, anything from, that sort of 50, 60-foot range right up to 100 feet. So that's where we've been. We still very much enjoy that side of the business. We're very much focused on performance boats and racing yachts, but moving forward, we want to diversify. So we're going into sort of luxury performance sailing yachts.
With such a diverse portfolio, you clearly see multi-hulls as being a major part of your future strategy.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, the multi-hull market, I think everybody who's in our industry can see that side of the marketplace is moving forward quite quickly. We wanted to offer something completely different to what's in the marketplace. We're very bespoke still. We do a low production run. We work very closely with our clients, and we customize the yachts for them. So we've ended up with a series of multi-hulls ranging from 52 feet right up to 115 feet. And all these different platforms basically is a design platform with a lot of area and scope for the clients to come along and basically we build their boat, their dream with them.
I guess, looking around the world, we've got Brittany just on our doorstep and the French scene, building some incredibly high performance racing multi-hulls. What do you, I mean, just quickly, just what do you make of that scene in France and the all teams in particular?
The racing multi-hulls compared to what we're doing is a different segment of the marketplace. I mean, we made a conscious decision not to, with the multi-hulls, not to go down that path. Our decision is to build a performance luxury boat. When it comes to racing yachts, we're still in the belief that, and our skill set is in this high performance monohull style boat. Even though we have built some performance multi-hulls in the past, our main focus today is these performance luxury boats.
This is an absolutely incredible super yacht. This is the Makara. Just tell me a little bit more about this particular yacht and why you'd like to see more of these being built.
Yeah, this particular yacht you're looking at here is the Makara 85. It's one of the series of three. We've developed the 85, probably the most at the moment. This is designed by Malcolm McKeon, and we built a race yacht many years ago with Malcolm. So I've always sort of had that link with Malcolm, and Malcolm being a super yacht designer. I Once we started to develop the facility here in China, building the more super yacht standard of yacht, I knocked on Malcolm's door and said, Malcolm, I really want to build a super yacht monohull. And I gave him a brief, and this is the design that Malcolm's come up with for us. Um, the interiors, as you can see, is absolutely stunning. It's very open. The brief was to keep the boat as open as we possibly can so that you can have the skylights above and the large port light windows, and the beautiful interior by M2 Atelier. So this is something that we want to construct, and we're really looking forward to. This is a performance boat, carbon fiber, short-handed, absolutely stunning piece of equipment. So we would love to see where we end up with this one.
Now, performance seems to be at the sort of core, the DNA of McConaghy, multi-hull range, but also pretty much everything that you've done. What are the core sort of other points of difference with the multi-hull range?
I mean, we think about safety. I mean, most of our multi hulls today, they've got center boards, which has like a split pin that can shear for a safety if you hit something. We think about the environment wise. The boats are light, so we burn less fuel. The boats sail well, and obviously they perform well. They sail upwind, and every one of our yachts are wind speed yachts.
You're renowned for quality, for finishing, for detailed customization. You've really taken this to heart with the interior design.
Yes, we've commissioned a company called M2 Atelier. They're from Milan, and some of the interiors now. It's taken us a long time to build a team within the facility, so we build everything on site. The reason for that is that we build everything light, everything's foam sandwich, and then we have over 200 selections of different veneers that the client can choose from. And then we have all different finishes and fittings and hardware that goes into the boat. So it's very customizable for a client. There's a lot of areas in the boat that we change the GAs, and we work through everything on the boat. But really, the interiors, we've done a lot of work, and it's taken us maybe 5 or 6 years to really push the quality high. And we have a team of about 25 carpenters working full time in the factory, and all they're doing is building interiors for the yachts that we're building. And I must say that I'm very impressed. We're very particular. We're doing whitewashed oak, and we're doing carbon inserts. I mean, really can almost build anything that a client wishes.
Absolutely stunning. How different is that ethos from building ultralight, high performance race yachts like Wild Oats, for example?
We're always looking to saving weight. Like I said earlier, we're building all the furniture out of foam sandwich panels, but you have to have the mental outlook of going. I'm willing to spend that weight to get a certain finish or a certain quality or whatever it is. So in the cabinetry, there's metal work or whatever it may be. And we look at that metal trimming that may be designed from the interior designer, and we go, can it be zero 0.8 of a millimeter thick, that metal work, or can it be 0.5, or can it be 0.2? And we're looking at how we save weights. If for instance in a galley or a bathroom or something like that, typically you might have marble or tiles or something, so we're sourcing all the time. Can we source, instead of having 12 mil marble, we're trying to source 4 mil. So that mentality of saving weight is still there, but we want to give the level of finish that the yachts that we're building for these particular clients, that what they expect.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, you expanded production in China, building a 20,000 meter squared factory. What are the opportunities and the advantages for building in China?
I mean, obviously there's a cost structure difference. I mean, we've been here for a long time, 16 years now, and it was, it wasn't easy at the beginning. We had to train all the staff, and I had, a lot of help from expats at different times coming in and out of the factory helping us. But now, 16 years later, we have some of the most highly trained local staff that you can find, probably anywhere in the world, because they've been with us, some of our staff, for that whole period of time. At least 50 of those staff or more have been with us for that sort of period. So the challenges now is probably really, it's just a language barrier now and again. But the advantage is that we can expand really quickly. So expansion in Asia here is something that we can do quite fast, which is the biggest advantage.
How is global demand and supply at the moment? Are you facing challenges like other parts of the world?
The demand is really quite high for product. When COVID first hit, we had a slump. We slowed right down, and now we've over doubled our capacity in the last sort of 18 months, 2 years. So currently we're over 260 staff and still growing. We're going to grow over 300 in the next, say, 3 or 4 months. When it comes to the supply chain, a lot of the product we can purchase locally. They're produced here. Foreign companies are here in China, producing in China, so we don't have composite issues or anything like that. With the engines and hardware and things like that, that we do feel that there is a little bit of delay. We've recognized that, but our boats are very custom, like, and reasonably long build time. So from us, we're not feeling that either, because we just have to order a couple of months earlier, and we still get the product that we need.
Now, with China's sort of zero policy to COVID-19, is that manageable? Has it affected the production at all?
Well, to me, it has been an advantage, because really there's very little impact. Well, we've never shut at any point of time in China. Movement is a little bit difficult, like through China and in and out of China. So that's the restriction. But from a production perspective, the factory hasn't slowed down and doesn't look to slow down at all. So I think the policy that's happening here at the moment has been to our advantage.
So we're seeing some incredible innovations happening, well, all around the world. In France with the offshore multis, and of course with events like SailGP. Are areas like autonomy and clean technologies important areas for McConaghy to innovate?
Yeah, I mean that clean technology is on every owner's tongue. That the first and easiest way to have clean technology is through solar. And then we talk about a lot about electrical propulsion, lithium-ion batteries, and then there's different talks about hydrogen and other forms of clean technology. So there there's a balance between it all. You have to really do your homework. We've been studying it for over 2 years, very intensely. And, it depends on the style of boat and what you want out of it. But definitely, clean technology is something that we work with our clients with.
With that comes, highly sophisticated, in some cases, highly technical boats. What level of service and support can you provide for customers around the world?
Yeah, well, I mean, we have obviously Ancasta in Europe. We've got a couple of guys and a team sitting in the US, and then we've got our Australian facility. So support around the world is pretty well covered from us. We don't seem to have issues there. Technology wise, because the boats are getting more and more complicated and there's a lot more systems going on board, we're now putting a solid state computer on all our boats. Most of our boats are getting 4 or 5G network, and that means that we can log on at any point in time onto the vessel. We could diagnose any issues that the client might be happening, and a lot of the time we might be able to fix it. And if not, then we'll be able to get one of our partners on board to rectify the issue on our behalf.
I mean, it's incredible, isn't it? When you think how much we've had to sort of adapt, particularly in these last couple of years, and technology has been, really our saving grace, and it's shown in many ways what can be achieved. And the thought of, an external engineer coming in, just diagnosing and updating and doing things in real time whilst you're out sailing in the Med sounds absolutely fantastic. So some incredible innovations. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the exciting projects that you've got on in build at the moment? I'd like to understand hear a little bit more about the AC40 in particular, which I think is a project you're working very hard on at the moment. And also, anything else that is in the factory that would be nice to hear about.
I mean, if we start with our multi-hull range, I mean, currently we have 52 A55 and 275, sorry, sailing multi-hulls under construction. And then power-wise, we have 363 power multi-hulls under construction and 182. So that sort of gives you, some sort of scale of our facility. And we're talking to 4 or 5 other clients at the moment on future multi-hulls. You mentioned the AC40s. Well, we were lucky enough, we bidded on the project, and because of our background, we managed to land that project. So with that America's Cup 40s, every team under the protocol has to buy at least one of AC40s. So currently there's 5 teams, and we're still signing up, or just about finished signing up all the teams, and we have now 8 AC40s going to be built in our facility, which are incredible boats. 1,500 kilo plus 40 knots, the fastest 40-footer on the planet. It's just going to be so much fun to manufacture those.
I can't wait to see them, and I'm guessing is the vision there that actually these boats could in the long term come outside into regattas outside of the America's Cup, or are they just purely for the AC?
No, they're not purely for the AC. So the purpose of the boats is that they're the test bed for all the teams. So they'll change the foils out. They'll do all their testing on these boats, and then once they've finished their testing and the America's Cup starts, they will become the women's match racing boat and the youth America's Cup boat. So there will be events at the America's Cup for those 2 events. The boats will be put back to the exact configuration as we built them with the foils that we have built. And then that from that is forming a class. So moving forward from the AC teams, we can then sell to private buyers. So we can sell to any individual, and I think eventually it will form a class independent of the America's Cup moving forward. But so yes, they will be available once I've ticked the box with the current program. They're available to the private individual.
Yeah, unbelievable. God, that's something incredible to look forward to. If you want to learn more, drop into your local Ancasta office or visit the Ancasta Hub, a place packed full of useful information for yacht owners and businesses alike. If you want to ask Mark a question, well, let's ask him. Where can people find you? Find out more about your incredible range of boats.
I think you can go to McConaghy Boats website. I mean, it's pretty easy to find. And then if you've got any queries about anything that we build, just drop us an email, and we're very happy to answer anything.
Thanks again to our special guest and legendary boat builder, Mark Evans. See you next time.